Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Fear and Spirits. Today, we have a very, very special episode for you. I have a very, very special guest with me, someone that I admire dearly, and someone that grew up with me. And I don't know if we've shared many of these stories, but anyway, my cousin Eddie.
Yeah, my name is Eddie. Well, you guys can follow me at Instagram. Kane Dynasty. That's about it. But yeah, let's get it rolling.
So, as part of the experience of Fear and Spirits, we always have a spirit present with us. And today's spirit comes in the form of vodka soda. So, if you guys are ever interested on knowing what we're drinking, or like if you want to see a behind the scenes episode of us making the drinks, please let us know in the comments down below if that's something that you would be interested in. But other than that, yeah, we're here to tell scary stories. And basically what we're going to do is he's going to tell us his experience with things that he has gone through. Well, I guess I'll ask you a question. Do you consider someone who gets scared easily, or do you not get scared at all?
It depends, because like you can say, oh, hey, there's a ghost in the corner, don't go. But I'll go. And I won't be scared. I'll just be very curious. But as soon as something drops on the floor, then I'm out.
Yeah.
Like you're gone. You're on your own. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like really weird. Like I would be dying inside, like super scared, but on the outside, I'll be like, I want to see, So
Well, yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
where the curiosity comes from for me. Like I'm very curious. Like if you tell me to the point where like don't press this. Like I won't press it, but my body's telling me like you gotta press it.
You have
gotta
to,
press it.
we need to find out.
That's why like it's when I know something's like about to happen or I'm really curious, I like step out. I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this. But then I'll do it. And I really don't. I get so curious and it eats me up. It's like a freaking
Hey,
addict.
that happens.
It's like I'm an addict with curiosities, honestly.
So I guess then that leads us to like many of your experiences, I think, because well, I guess I'll let you lead this conversation. Whatever you feel more comfortable, whatever story you feel more comfortable starting with, the floor is yours.
This is one that I kind of really, because I really kind of don't believe in ghosts, but at the same time I do. Like I believe in like energy, so I know ghosts are energy, but at the same time, anything can be a ghost, But for me, the thing that made me believe in ghosts is when I was at grandma's house. Grandma has a 2-story floor. Of course, her house is still basically underdeveloped. Like it's not fully developed, But I will usually stay upstairs because I was living with my grandparents. So I will usually stay upstairs and, nothing will happen eventually, anything or whatever. Or grandpa will try to scare me and be like, hey, there's your grandma up there. And I wouldn't go sometimes. But at the same time, it's like I had to sleep. So I'll go and everything. And there's this one incident where like, that room where grandma's room upstairs, the one in the corner with the big windows.
Yeah.
Well, that one, I was sleeping on that one because the other 2 rooms are always full with stuff. But
at some points, yes.
I was staying in that room, and there's this one time where I was just scared. Honestly, I was just scared. I didn't want to sleep upstairs, whatever. So I just closed the door. I closed because grandma has these like the closet doors, but they're like freaking metal, like they're aluminum ones. They're not wooden. So you hear them like screech hard.
Yeah.
So I closed them and everything. There and then like when I went to sleep, like around midnight or maybe 1 a.m. Like you just like. I don't know if I'm like grandpa trying to scare me or something, but you just hear like in the hallway, just like walking, like just like if they were just walking back and forth. And that shit like scared me to the point where like I just like open like
because it was like consecutive, like
yeah,
all
like
the
it was just like coming like back and forth, like if it was walking like just walking, pace walking back and forth in the hallway, like nothing. And I was like, whatever, it's probably grandpa, so I didn't think of much, but I really got scared, so I covered myself. Well, that next day, it was me and grandpa and grandma had gone somewhere. I think it was to my tia Concha's house, where we came back and it was like probably like night already, like 9 or 10. I don't know, it was late. So we pulled up, and when you pull up on my grandma's house, you see that whole big window in the room.
Yeah.
The windows in the front. Well, when we pulled up, I had just looked up. Just I don't know. I just looked up to that window. It was like a whole full lady, like dressed in white, just standing in the window, looking straight, like out to
Oh
the
my God.
thing. And it was crazy because I had told grandma, I was like, "Hey, grandma, who's that lady in white?" Grandma's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Who's that lady in white up there?" And that's when grandpa started like messing with me. He's like, "Oh, that's your grandma. That's your grandma." After that, like I couldn't even sleep.
Oh my God.
Well, I didn't even slept upstairs anymore. Like I started sleeping on grandma's bed couch, and it took me a while to go upstairs. Like "Fuck that," but then after that, like I just like never thought about it. So I just went back. I just started sleeping regularly there. But that day, that's when like I was like, nah, there's probably ghosts, but I feel like it's more like of an energy, you know. So
It could have been whatever, you know,
I don't know
but
what it
you
was.
saw.
But grandma's house, like I don't know. I feel like grandma's house, the land around there, it was probably like
There
a
was
cemetery
something-
or something before there.
Something was bad there because the same thing, like for me, it's not a recurring nightmare, but every single nightmare that I have, the scenery is your grandma's house.
Yeah.
Every single one. There's not one nightmare that I have that it's not there. I've even had the dream of have you ever heard of the Hat Man?
I think I've heard about it, but not
So-
too much to know.
I've had the dream with him. I've had it's just so many. Like if I have a nightmare, it's there. But I did have a very similar experience to what you had at your grandma's house. I don't remember what they sent me upstairs for. I don't even remember if I was going upstairs because the restroom downstairs was busy. I don't remember. I was going upstairs, and you know how your grandma's house, the stairs go up. There's a little landing, and then you have to go up again. So I go up, and then I turn at the landing. There's this lady just looking at the window, out the window from, because you go up the stairs. There's a little window.
Yeah.
She was just looking out, and I thought, I mean, from what I saw, I remember her with a black dress, no feet. Like it just faded out at the end.
Like the dress was just hanging for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I saw it, and I just remember going up, and I'm like, nope, and then just go back. And I don't think I ever told anybody because you know, the adults are like, you know, you don't know, or like whatever.
Well, I always believe like if it's nothing there on the land, it's probably like, because you know how they always say like our like great you know, grandma, our great grandma, she was always not practicing witchcraft, but she knew some of it.
Well, no, she practiced witchcraft.
Well, whatever she did, but I know that she knew some witchcraft. So I'm not saying it's probably her fault, but let's say if she had like something happened between your mom or my grandma, you know, her kids, she'll probably do something for her kids, like witchcraft. So
for protection.
Maybe what happened is that she did something that opened something at grandma's house, and that's how we'll be able to see some stuff.
Well, I think it has to do more so with what she did regularly. Because our grandma, my grandma, his great grandma, she practiced, she was a white witch, which entails like
Energy and all that.
Energies and stuff, and like transfer of energy to something else or stuff like that. A lot of cleansings, a lot of positive spells and stuff like that. So she would bring a lot of people like to my house, to your mom's house, because she was kind of like a floater. Like she would stay with someone, and then she would stay with someone else for a couple of months. Then she would stay with someone else for a couple of months, but always with her kids. But a lot of people didn't know her for doing cleansings and stuff, so they would go to her wherever she was. And so whatever she took from the person that she was cleansing would usually stay at the house. That's why at my mom's house, we have that person or that entity that walks the hallways. And you could just hear it. Like it's you could hear like the
walking. Oh, they're just like basically he's not picking up his legs.
Yeah, like not picking up his legs, like just like shuffling through the hallway. And it still happens to this day. Like it's not gone.
Damn. That's what I'm saying. Maybe like she left something there that she didn't know about, or maybe every time she did a cleanse, she never blessed the house to remove everything that she kept there.
No.
Because you're right. When people cleanse something, they're removing energy from that person, but they don't know what that energy goes to. It could probably stay in the same person or around the people.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, you're right. But that's where probably like, that's where at grandma's you see something, at your mom's house, and at Tia Concha's house.
Oh,
you know, Tia Concha, they had that guy, the thing that Osi called him, what was it? The mono verde?
It was like a green
entity that you'll see in his Tia's closet though.
So in Spanish we call them duendes. It's like the
gnomes. Duendes are gnomes, no? Or
what is that movie with Jennifer Aniston? She had there was Leprechaun.
Oh, Leprechaun.
It's like that, but like bad. Well, same concept, but it's not a leprechaun. It was like a green elf or something like that. But they said he was mean, no?
Well, supposedly that's what Osi will say. Like our cousin will say that he'll see him and he'll he'll just be in the closet. He said he'll just be in the closet or in my tia's room, but he'll never come out that room. You know, but then there's other incidents where like we're at my tia Concha's. There's one time, and I remember this one perfectly because like me, Diego, and Nossi were sitting in the couch, and even you were there, but you weren't inside. So it was me, Diego, and Osi just chilling there, and we're playing on the game. And I think, and BB's too, and we're playing on the game, and all of you guys were outside my tia's backyard. I think it was my mom's party or one of y'all's party, but everybody was outside. It was just the kids inside, and it was crazy because we were playing the game, and you know when like where my tia Concha has a TV in the one, then like the hall.
Yeah.
Well, you know, anywhere you sit, or if you sit like in the middle towards the door, you can see like the restroom door. Well, I swear, like there's even Diego can tell you, and BB said no, so he can confirm it. We're just chilling and playing the game, and out of nowhere we just see that door just like, just like literally just open wide. And it caught our eye because like, you know, you see a white spot and you're playing the game, and in the corner of your eye you just see something growing black, and that's what caught our attention. And we saw the door just open up, and after that we just didn't even turn off the game. We just got up and we just fucking dashed outside, and we just stayed outside.
That one I didn't know.
And there was that where like I think a week before or something, Osi had said about the mono verde, and I didn't believe it at first, and then that shit happened, and fuck that.
Well, that happened. I think it was like a New Year's party or something.
Yeah, it was a party. I remember, but it was like
and I think who was it? It was probably Alex, Osi, like the kids around the same age. Because I remember that we were in the living room. I think it was a New Year's party because we were all inside because, you know, Laredo. Boop, boop, boop.
No. I think the one you're talking about is the one where they take me a picture and they see a hand on my face. Remember that one?
No.
Yeah, Tico took it. Your brother took it.
I don't remember that one. What the hell?
I was like late. I had my surgery and everything, and it was a party, and all of y'all were chilling, and it was all inside. And I was like leaning on Tia Concha's like couch, and I was like laying down. And he had took a picture, and there was no one next to me. And like he even says like, "Hey, who's this hand here?" And there was a hand like literally like that on my face. And there was a picture like he showed us everybody the picture. Not even you could have said like, what the hell was that? Nobody could have known. But and then eventually we all decided it was supposedly grandma. But I mean, I
think I remember
to this
a little
day,
bit.
I still don't know. Eventually it came out supposedly that he edited in it. But I mean, I don't know. I
mean, back then we didn't have those skills.
Well, back then, yeah, it was like I probably was like young. 14, 15. Yeah. It's probably when like barely the iPhone 1 or 2 came out. Probably 3 or 4.
We didn't have those skills.
But it was crazy. I remember that one, and I remember because like Tico had showed mom, and mom was like, "What the fuck? Like, what is this?" And I remember that one. That was crazy. And then the one with the door opening, and then the one at my grandma's. That was like those things. Those are the 3 most experiences that I kind of was scared of, because I always thought that it was something within me. But eventually, like, I mean, it's just crazy because like it really like. What's it called? It like changes your mindset when you see something like that.
It does, because you're more open to things.
Yeah.
But so let me add to your experiences at my Aunt Concha's house. So, you know how I would go like every summer and help my Aunt Concha clean her house? Mm-hmm. So after my grandma passed away, so we were cleaning that room where she was staying. We were, you know, moving things out so that we can like deep clean the room, or we were basically doing like spring cleaning. We were cleaning every room. but this particular time we were at that space. We were taking everything out of the closet, and so there was a bunch of stuff from her in there, so there's like a shelf in that little closet, and so I was cleaning everything, I was wiping things down. I found a jar in that room, and it had like now I know what it was, but back then I didn't know. I was just cleaning, and I was like, oh, this is probably just something grandma left. But then the more I looked at it, like something inside me told me, you need to put this back. Like this is here for a reason. So I put it back, but it was a jar, and it had hair. It had a little red bag in it, and it was tied in the jar. Like, it was a clear jar. And the jar was tied with a black ribbon. Now that I'm older, I know that was like a like something to keep something, because black, when you tie a black ribbon, it means to like protect and contain. So to me, I'm trying to connect the dots, but to me it meant like she was trying to keep something in there. And we have all these stories of the kids saying like, oh, el mono verde, el mono verde. Why did it never come out?
Maybe probably when you, I don't know if you put it back, did you?
I did.
Well, maybe when you put it back, and maybe my tia Concha's kids or even herself found it, and they threw it away, and that's when everything then started again. Maybe that's like what it happened.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know about that jar, but now that you put the puzzles, it kind of makes sense that all that stuff happening after great grandma died, like that shit started happening. And I feel like when you said that, now that's kind of making sense. Where like maybe Diego, Osi, or Ricky found it when they were kids, because they were kids. Maybe because remember when grandma died, they had the bunk beds. So Ricky and Diego were sleeping there. Yeah, grandma would sleep on. I mean, the kids would sleep on the top, and grandma would sleep on the bottom. And grandma died on the bottom. That's crazy. That sounds fucking still crazy for me. That's I don't like being in Ricky's room a lot. But she maybe like she knew something was there. She didn't want to tell him like something bad, and she contained it. She was able to contain it. But as soon as she passed, maybe that jar, because you know that what they say, if you contain something, the only way it could be released is if you die or you let it out yourself. Because that's how a witch are. If a witch passes away, wouldn't all her like magic that she has containing or something, wouldn't like it just?
It depends on the spell, or on the in Spanish you call them amarres. Like a binding.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like grandma was a really powerful witch.
Yes,
to the point like we didn't know. We just know some stuff that she can do.
Yes.
But I feel like she took something to her grave where like we didn't know about at all.
So when I was little, I was very interested in all of this. But she did tell me like, I'm afraid to show you now because you're so young. Like when you get older and when you're of age, I'll show you. But she passed away. I was like, I don't know. I was really young.
And then also like we don't know her young stories, because she's told you. She said right now.
I know a lot of her stories.
She told you that like I don't want to teach you young. Why though? Maybe she did something when she was young that she regrets and not wants to teach.
Well, no, it's because okay. So I was gonna save this story for like a specific episode, but I guess this is a good one to say because it's going there. So when she was young, she started really young because grandma used to live in the rancho.
Yeah, like poverty pretty much, back in the day.
Yeah, like she would just live like out there in the boonies, in the country. That's what they would do. Her whole family, even the men were I guess witches and wizards or whatever. When she started, she was doing this cleanse on this little boy. And it sounds like a movie, but I do believe this happens because we've lived through several things that we do not explain. Like we just cannot explain. So basically what happened, she went to this house. This little boy was really sick. They tried everything. And her uncle was like guiding her because he was teaching her. So when they got there, weather was fine, everything was fine. She started doing the cleanse with the egg and the prayer and other things. Started raining when she was doing the cleansing. So I guess she was done, you know, the little boy was starting to look better because apparently he was just like sick, like he was going to die. That little boy was just like, he was on the edge of like life and death. So she gets there, she does the cleansing, whatever. It starts raining, and then it starts thundering and lightning, and so they start hearing like pounding. But at the first one they heard was at the door, and they were like, "What the hell?" Like it's pouring. Like there's
no one should have come here. You know?
Yeah, like there's no way people are like driving or anything. And I think when this happened, my grandma was like 16. And then they were like, that's really sus. Like the lady of the house was like, I'm not expecting anybody. It must have been like something hit the door because it's really bad outside. The second time she said that they pounded, it was everywhere. Like the whole house went boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck? You know? So they go to the door, they open the door, it's her and her uncle. And she said that there was two beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women. Like she had never seen women like that ever, or like people that beautiful in her life. And she said that they were like, what did you do? Why did you clean that boy? He was supposed to be ours. He was supposed to die. And so her grandpa knocked the door, like he closes the door, starts getting like kind of hectic, like more crazy outside. And so he starts doing this prayer. In Spanish it's called Las 12 Verdades. I don't know the 12 truths. I don't know if it translates. I'm sorry. Because the thing is that you're supposed to say this prayer forward and then backwards so that it works. So he said it, he did what he had to do. And then like it stopped. It even stopped raining. And of course the lady of the house was like crying, everybody was freaking out. But then my grandma told me that her uncle said, we need to go get you protected so that this doesn't happen.
That's crazy. I don't know that about grandma.
Yeah, oh, she used to tell me all sorts of stories. There's
like,
crazier ones.
That's the only reason, because like I feel like as soon as you start doing magic, like you open a door for your own energy, like for your own spirit. Because when you're a witch, I feel like you basically, and you clean someone, I feel like it's something like you are putting your spirit into theirs, so you fighting for them, and then eventually, like let's say, pull them out from where they're at. Like you pull out their own spirit by cleaning them, whatever. You know, because you're actually physically touching them and putting your own energy at them. So basically, like it's like how you said, maybe they're either transferring energy to them or like sucking the bad energy towards her. So I feel like when grandma, the more she practiced all that stuff, the more stuff she brought in, which is that's how we experience stuff. But it's crazy because it's only experiencing on the stuff where she stayed at. If you noticed, because she used to stay at grandma's, at Tia Concha's, and not your mom's mostly. Because she won't go. She will probably stay sometimes at like Tio Cuates or Tio Cano's.
But not for that long.
Yeah, she'll come back to the States to come take care of us or like be with us. So that's what I'm saying, because there's only those three main places that we see more stuff, and we see a lot of stuff happening in there. So I feel like maybe she left something there behind.
Oh, 100%.
Or it's just stuff roaming there that has to be cleaned out, or has to be for them to like, you know, leave whatever they stayed on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like say when you die, if you don't get blessed or you don't get proper burial, you probably will stay in the earth, and you won't go anywhere you have to go or something.
Oh, that's so crazy.
I feel like grandma was the main source, and maybe something got to her, but she was too old to handle it, you know?
I don't know.
Because I mean, honestly, I don't even know how she died. I know everybody started telling me that she's just old.
Yes and no. She had an aneurysm. It's like a heart attack, but to your brain.
Yeah, like your basically your artery just pops.
That's not necessarily.
No? Like blood gets into your brain or something in that.
I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, but it's like a heart attack to your brain. And apparently the doctor said that they could tell that she had like 3 of them. So it was intense.
But as I'm saying, it's like grandma was 65. Within all those years, like between
she
the 50,
was 65?
Yeah, she died at 65. Grandma always tells me it's like It's like, I hope I make it to 65 because grandma didn't make it. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, grandma was 65 years old when she died. That's like,
what? Why does she look so old?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if all that dark energy was sucking her life away?
Because our parents,
or she became the sacrifice to protect us. Like, she basically sacrificed herself to protect us. Because come on, like, I always think about it. It's like, she's 65 years. She was 65 years old.
That's so young.
She barely had complications in her life, other than what? Like, she had she
had Alzheimer's.
But that's it. She was
no, but that does happen with Alzheimer's.
Oh.
You do get, you know. But I mean, I do see where you're going, and I kind of, conspiracy theory, but I kind of agree, because what room did that happen in?
The kids' room.
That's where
all the stage started there, and then it went to Tia Concha's room, and then it started all over Tia Concha's house.
Dude, okay, so whenever I would go to Aunt Concha's house, I would always get really sleepy out of nowhere. I got sleepy, super tired. Like, I just had to, when we got there, I had to take a nap. I don't know why. Just always.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I feel like grandma left something, or either she was fighting something that she didn't let no one know, and she sacrificed herself to be for her family in order to be okay, or she just was fighting something and it got to her because she was already too old.
Maybe.
It has to be something, because there's no way for her to be 60. Well,
because everything is
it is
super
possible
sus.
for her to be 65 and then to have an aneurysm. That's fine, but the way she was living, the way she was going, she was kind of healthy, I guess, for her to
everybody
have an
was
aneurysm.
taking care of her.
You know, so she was very well taken care of. But I feel like there's more. If we really get deep into that, I think there's more than her passing away in an aneurysm. I think it's like it was probably caused by something that she was either fighting, or she was probably protecting us, and she sacrificed herself. Because the only reason I started thinking like, oh, maybe she did something to protect us, is because mom. Like, it would be crazy, like, mom, like, of course my dad, and then my older brother's dad and my little brother's dad. My mom will get, we went through so much shit, whatever. But like, the guys that were with my mom, like the way they were treating my mom back then, now they're having it themselves.
Like the
either
karma's heavy.
It's either their wives at them, or their daughters with another guy. And it's crazy, because I always tell mom will tell me, like, with my little brother's dad, he was always like very, I guess, abusive to my mom. Yes. And he has nieces, and my mom was telling me that one of her older nieces, she's like 25 or something, she was dating this guy, and this guy was beating her, was telling her all this shit, basically the way he was doing to mom. And then other nieces of him, and then my dad, I talked to my dad lately, and I told him about stuff, and he's telling me about stuff too. And that's what kind of like make me think, like, you know what, maybe it's grandma did something in order for us to, like, something fucks, like if someone fucks with us and does the damage, it'll happen.
She
like, you will get
needle.
damaged, but it will be returned back to the person who damaged us.
Yeah, it's like you feel like she pushed the needle on the karma heavy.
Probably, yeah. So basically, like, that's why I tell my mom, like, I believe in karma. Like, I do believe karma heavily. That's why, like, either if I don't have time to take care of what they did to me, then and it always happens. I've dated girls where, like, they did me wrong, and then, like, I see them later with their dudes, and they're like having it horrible.
It happened.
And it's just crazy, because like with mom happened too. Even with my little brother happened too. The girls that he was dating before, like, she has like 3-4 kids with some random. And I'm like, damn, like, and I tell my mom, it's like, do you think grandma did something to protect our family or something? She's like, I don't know. But either someone took her away that she couldn't fight, because I feel like she did give her love to protect us, because even though we had all that Mono Verde and all those people we seen, we never got hurt though. We never got hurt. We never got fucked with. And we were like other people that will say like, oh yeah, I saw this door move, and then they'll tell you like, oh, and then 3 days later I got scratched, or 3 days later I tripped or something, or they pushed me down the stairs and I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But like for us, it was like, oh yeah, we saw something, and then that's it. It was just trying to scare us.
Yeah. Like I still to this day still see like things like out of the corner of my eye. Yes, I see things, but nothing ever happens. And this is not an invitation to any witches out there to do anything to me. Please don't do things to me. But I've tried it myself, and nothing.
I don't know, but it's just crazy. I think grandma had a big part or a big fight that we just didn't know about, and she did what she had to do. So sometimes we're like, I want to learn what she did, so I can just not
protect yourself.
Basically like just to have it as knowledge. Okay, so I got a question. Recently I had nothing was going on in the room until one of my wife's sisters came in, and we didn't know. I mean, she was just there staying, whatever, right? And then out of nowhere, me and Christina were just talking in our room, and our room has a closet like that, right? And it's always open. And then there's like hangers, and there were empty hangers there. There was a clothes hanging, whatever. And Shrishna, she's like, she can tell you too, but we were just talking, and then out of nowhere we just hear like the hangers just like hit, and the hangers just started swinging. Like they were still hanging, like they were just hanging and they were still, and then we're just talking, and then we just hear like boom, like something hit, and then we look and we just see all the hangers just like fucking move. And it was when her sister was there. Whatever, right? We didn't pay attention. We were scared. She was scared. She told me, I was like, don't worry about it, it's nothing. Because and even her sister, she came, she's like, what happened? And we told her like, oh, this shit moved. She's like, oh my god, whatever, right? Well, we recently found out that her boyfriend had broke up with her, and her boyfriend left. So I guess she got obsessed with him or something. But I heard that someone told me
her relationship was heavy.
The boyfriend left her because they were like, I guess, toxic to each other or whatever. But the boyfriend left, and he left, and we're talking for a bit. That's why she was staying like my wife's. But eventually, and this was recent, like I'm not gonna, like this month and last month. Well, the little sister had called us saying that like she was acting all pissed off, always mad, always like want to get shit, like always just mad all the time. And then her daughter,
bad energies.
Yeah, pretty much. And then her little sister has a daughter. She said that her daughter woke up crying, scared, terrified, asking her mom. It's like, and her mom's like, what's up? What happened? She's like, mommy, he's looking at us. And she told us in the phone. She was telling us, she's like, who's looking at us? Like, that guy, the man with snake heads.
Oh my god.
And she was telling us, and it's crazy because when she told us, that's when we like, well, something happened when she was here, and it was with the hangers. So her little sister went to go get, her cards read or whatever. And she called us like, I think last Sunday, she told us like, hey, I think our older sister's with dark energy, because supposedly the person that she went to go talk to with the cards, that it was so crazy that when she was trying to read the cards, it wouldn't let her read the cards. Like she wasn't. Yeah,
she just couldn't see.
No, she couldn't read. No, she couldn't read the cards. Like she was even the person that was reading her was so scared, because she's like, none of this happened. She even said that it was probably some way worse entity than the Santa Muerte. And then we found out that
the Santa is different.
Then we found out that she ended up going to Mexico and having this, I guess, fucking with she met this chick, and this chick told her like, oh, just do, like, basically she told her, I want my boyfriend back. And then I guess the chick taught her some tricks.
Really tough spells. Like, you don't mess with those.
And it's crazy because, like, we didn't think about that until the kids, one day they brought me like salt with like, I think cinnamon inside, or some seeds inside, brown seeds inside. And I told her like, yo, what is this? And she's like, oh, it's whatever. And I was like, well, you better call her and tell her what is this, because I'm not messing with the shit. And supposedly it was to bring money. And then, hold up, that's the crazy part. That's one thing. The craziest part, and this one got me mad. The kids' restroom, or whatever, has the little, the cajones on top of the toilet. Well, on top of that, there was a fucking full bottle. It looked like apple juice. I straight up looked like this color. And it was filled with something triangular inside of it. And it had like a little head. And it was inside a bottle. And I told my mom, and my mom told me it was probably piss. It was piss. And it's like, did she put this and that? And she explained the little thing inside of it. I haven't even told her. She just told me, did this and that? It's like, yeah.
Who did you ask again?
My mom. And she told me, she's like, yeah, that's for some, like, just to like make him come back, like to get something.
Es un amarre. Yeah.
She had that upstairs in the kids' room. I fucking opened that shit and I threw it out in the outside. I got it and I threw it outside. I don't know. I didn't mess with that. And then she had like cinnamon powder, some like next to it. Yeah, and we found out that she really wants him back. Like, she's begging for him. So it's crazy because she's already basically digging herself in a deep hole, and she's messing with something she shouldn't been messed with. And it's crazy because that's what I mean about, like, I feel like ghosts are energy, because when she was there, a lot of shit was happening. Like, we felt like it will be to the point where, like, when we go upstairs in my house, I'll turn off all the lights because I'll smoke outside. So I'll smoke outside and it'll be dark. It'll be all off. They'll be asleep. and the only thing light would be the stairs light. I swear, when she was there, every time I would come back and I'll close the door, my hair is just like all my hairs, but it will hit me from my arms all the way to my neck, all the way to here, and then I'll feel it down my spine. And I'm like, okay, well, I felt the chills before, but I never felt it like this. And the only way I feel it, whenever I feel like this, is when I feel someone staring at me. But like someone staring at me to the point where like they're just like
with malice, even.
And well, every time I go, and then I just look downstairs. I don't see no one, and I don't think about it too much, because if I think about it too much,
you'll scare yourself.
You scare yourself, and you feed it the energy, because the energy they take away is the fear. So the more you're scared, the more they're gonna eat from you, and they're gonna want from you. So I just like throw it off until like the little sister, the daughter is the one that's been seeing a lot of stuff. She's the one. Like today we took care of her. Like today she was like chilling with us. She was playing with the cousins. And we were there watching the movie, and she comes up. I sent her and Ruby downstairs to play the toys, and then Ruby and her come upstairs, and she's like, Eddie. I was like, what? There's some guy watching us. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, there's some guy watching us. And Ruby's like, yeah. She was right now telling me like there's some guy watching you. There's a guy watching you, like in the house.
Oh my god.
And it's only her though. I don't know. I mean, I already have my shit. I have my stuff already. I don't give a shit. But she was telling me, she's like, yeah, like, and I was like, what do you mean, where? And she's like, downstairs. And I was like, okay. It's like, so how do you look like? Oh, he looks all green. And she said green snake head the other time in her house. See. And I was like, okay, what does he want? I don't know, but he's just staring at me. I was like, okay, well, like whatever, you know. If you fucking see him, just throw him the finger.
That's usually what they tell you to do.
Yeah, but it's just crazy because it's been happening all after like her sister did that shit in Mexico. And I'm not like, I always thought it's like, I mean, if they want to do that, that's fine. But for them to bring it here, I don't want that, because if it gets to that point, then I'm gonna have to go to my family for them to do what they know. But I feel like the way they do it is not to clean it out. It's to probably go back at that person that did it for you, or brought it to you, and goes back twice as hard. That's what mom told me. Mom said that like it's mostly like that's what the karma like grandma left us. They were like, if someone does bad, it comes back to them twice as hard. And like I said, I believe in karma, and I've seen it with like relationships, with our family stuff and all that. I love to learn about like energy and witches and magic. But when you actually do it, I feel like as soon
it's a big responsibility.
Even if you do good magic, because they're both the same. It's this magic. It's just dark and good, you know. But as soon as you do one magic, it's like you're opening the door from the middle. Either you can open the door to the good magic and go to that one, or you can and you also unlock the door for the bad magic, so they can come inside. And I believe that the bad magic actually allows itself to get in. But
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. That's why if you want to do things, again, intent is very important. Like if you do everything with a positive intent, you're only bringing positive things into your life. But also, if let's say one day you're mad at someone, and you know what you're doing because you practice these things, and you put bad out there towards this person or towards whatever, you're only opening your door to receive the same thing.
Yeah, that's exactly. And it's just I think it's really crazy, but that's why I don't like. And also the thing, like, I would do all that stuff, the sage and all that, but it's like how you say, you have to do it with intention. I'm not much of a believer like in prayers. I do pray, and I believe like on God, like I feel like there's a higher power, but I'm not really much as like really devoted like how you and your mom are. So that's why I feel like it probably won't work for me to do it. But
as long as your intentions are clear on what you want to happen, I think it should be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I just want to get some knowledge so I can like probably let her know, and she can do them, because she loves all that stuff. Like she will fuck with all that energy stuff and all that stuff, because she likes that. But it's just like I just don't want it in the house for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's really scary when you have someone who's practicing like the darker magic.
I have also incidents with the Santa Muerte. When I moved recently to my mom,
you had an incident with La Santa.
Like when I moved to my mom's. Well, I was at my mom's, and I had just.
So I guess for context, explain to us what's going on at your mom's house so that we
Okay, so yeah, like I said, I was at my mom's. Of course, I had moved back from my friend's house. No, my bad. I was living at my mom's. I had moved back from my own apartment. I was living by myself with my roommate, and we lease our lease ended, so we moved back to my mom's. And I was already like talking to Christina. Well, it got to the point where like Christina got pregnant, so I was like, how can we do this? So I moved over to my house. Then we ended up just deciding, but that's another whole different story. But when we were there, my suegra had a Santa Muerte, and she didn't want it. And I told my mom, it's like, hey, well, she has a Santa Muerte, you know, you ask her la Santa Muerte, or whatever. She's like, yeah. So
because again, Oscar, your mom's partner.
Well, Oscar believes in Santa. He really highly believes in Santa Muerte.
He's a devotee, actually.
Yeah,
he's not just a believer.
But
he's a devotee.
You can't say like oh he's a bad guy. Oh he's bad energy. No, because he devotes himself to Santa, but in the good way.
In a good way.
He always tells me, if you want to pray to her, but pray to her the stuff that you can give her back. Like they say, because they always say if you ask for the Santa Muerte something, you have to give it back. Yes. You always have to give it, even if it's like something small to something big.
Little. Yeah,
so he always told me, like, never put drugs or never put nothing bad on it. He's like, you can put money or you can ask for money, but if she gives to you, you better put money back to her.
Yeah.
He gave me knowledge of that. He gave me a book too, and I read it. And honestly, I did my own research, and I cared to find out that Santa Muerte is not even bad. It was just a lady.
It's intention.
It was a pure lady that she just became death. So, like I said, my stepdad believes in all that. He's a high believer. My mom doesn't. My mom told me like he just loves him, so he supports what he believes. But my mom is a really full Catholic person. But so
you went back to your mom's house.
I went back to my mom's house, and I met Christina. Christina got pregnant. I moved her back in my house. So she was living in my room with my stepkids, and we were there for a bit, living whatever. And then, like I said, my suegra had told me like, hey, I have this. I know Christina told me about your dad liking the Santa Muerte. It's like, does he want this one? And he showed it to me, and it was a little small one, like this big. And I was like, well, yeah, let me talk to him. So I talked to my mom, and he told me, yeah, just bring it, whatever. And it's crazy because that one, it was the one where you take the hand off.
Oh, okay.
You take the hand off or something.
Yeah.
Like that. And Oscar told me that if you take the hand off and you ask her for something, you better not lose that hand. Because if you lose that hand, then she's gonna come back.
It's like the shake.
Pretty much.
You're shaking her.
But you can take the arm out. Like the hand will come off, and it'll be a little hole. Just put it back. But I never really fuck with that shit. So we got it right, and I gave it to my mom, and Oscar had it in the living room. But Oscar gave me this other one that he had, and it was the Santa Muerte on top of a horse. It's a badass one. Don't get me wrong. It was a badass one. But
I've seen it.
So I had put it in my room. It was in my room. Like I put it in my room because I wanted to try it out. I want to see how it is, whatever. I just wanted to know.
You wanted to see the vibes.
Yeah. So I had it in my room. That first night I had it in my room, I swear we were sleeping. I always sleep on I always sleep on my back. So I was sleeping on my back. I swear, like I just felt something on top of me, like my whole chest just like sunk, and I felt heaviness on my chest. Like it was so heavy, and I was next to Christina. I was asleep. Everybody sleeping, so I was just like this, and I just felt pressure. I swear I didn't open my eyes. I felt like she was right here because I also felt like breathing here, and I was just like this, and I was just like, and my mom had Oscar and my mom told me like, just if she's there, just talk to her. So I just started being as like, Santa Muerte, I'm not here to do anything bad. Just, I'm just trying to see how you are, how you, like, your vibes, whatever. Just I want you to protect me and my family, whatever. She was still on me. Like, she was just on me. Like, I felt the heaviness on my chest.
Oh, my God.
Like, someone was on top of you. And I was so scared that I just put my hand, and I felt Christina, and I just fucking, like, basically
grabbed her,
cut her with her. And I just, like, sat on the side, and I just knocked out. That's one incident. So the other one was that... we found out that the one that my suegra gave me, it was made for someone. We had taken it to someone, like, I think, no, it was mom or I was someone, but someone took it to the like ladies to check it out. And that lady didn't even let it go inside because he said that Santa Muerte was made for someone. So I told my stepdad that and whatever, and he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll get rid of it. So she gave it to my mom's friend. And my mom's friend had recently married with her husband. They said that when they had that, she had put it on top of her little like gabinete, like a little
like a little
furniture,
cabinet,
cabinet she
for
had.
the display
And
things.
she said that one time she woke up to someone talking, and it was everybody was awake. She was in a room doing whatever she wanted. She heard someone talking in the living room, and she went to go check it out, and it was, and oh, my bad, but she has 4 kids. 2 of them are adults, and then 2 of them are still like 6
Kids.
and kids. You know, they're kids. But the 6-year-old was talking to it. It's like looking it up and was talking to like blah 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 this and that. And then on top of that, she said, and when I saw Santa Muerte, nothing was wrong with it. Like it couldn't even do nothing just to take off the hand. That's it. But she said when she saw it talking to the kid, her mouth was open, like her mouth was open. And she after that, and then with all that happening, her and her husband after a week of marriage, they were about to divorce. They were just bumpy heads.
Oh my! I just got
So
chills.
she brought it back and gave it to my mom, and then my mom told me, it's like, nope, give it back to your suegra. So I gave it back to my suegra. I don't know if she has it to this day or she got rid of it.
Oh my god! I still have chills. What the
But
hell?
after that, I stopped fucking with Santa Muerte.
Oh.
I pray for her because I pray to God to bless and protect my family, but I bless to the flaca to remove all that bad energy and the people that hate or want me to like go on the ground. And ever since that, just after we stopped with the Santa Muerte, after they gave me the Santa Muerte to my mom, their marriage started getting better. After I gave back, like me and her started getting better. Because on top of that, me and her started arguing when I had him in there. I was just getting mad.
It was like a Horcrux from
bad. Like we were arguing like bad, and it was to the point where like I was being a dick. Like I was horrible. And then after we just gave it back to my suegra, my mom's best friend, they calmed down. Their marriage started being good. Me and her started being great. After that, I was like, nah, I'm not messing with this bitch. Like I'm not messing with her no more. Like I would just pray for her to just protect me from the haters and from the bad people. But other than that, like I'm not in devoting myself to her.
Oh my god.
But after that, like that's the one that made me believe about. Like now I really do
Like,
have
it's
a
true.
big feeling about bad energy. Not ghosts, but I have a feeling that it's very bad energy around you. And
my God.
ever since that, oh my god, that's like crazy stuff. That was crazy because I always thought that Santa Muerte was a good person, but that Santa Muerte, the specific Santa Muerte they gave us, was a bad one because it was made for someone. So I put the pieces back together myself. So I told her I believe that her mom did something to someone and didn't pay it back, because this is one thing that no one like is in Christina's life, but her older brother passed away in Laredo a few years back. But before he passed away, even my suegra said before he passed away, she saw the Santa Muerte behind him.
Oh my god.
And then he passed.
I still have chills, by the way. They have not gone away.
He got murdered that night. She saw Santa Muerte behind him. He got murdered. and I tell Christina, and when we found out about that Santa Muerte, that's when I started putting the pieces together. It's like, yo, like.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
That moved.
It's like your brother passed away, and you say because this and that, but then your mom gave us a Santa Muerte that was made for someone. You gotta understand. You ask for someone Santa Muerte, and you don't give it back. She takes the most thing you love the most, and her mom loved her first child. That was her first child, the oldest one. She loved him, and that day, like I feel like that's what I tell her. Like I feel like your mom didn't pay her back or something, and she took him.
I've heard stories about that happening. Like if you don't pay,
if I'm saying like you should like if you get Oscar or whatever, he will tell you. Even Gordo will tell you. My uncle, he will tell you. But Oscar will tell you because he's the one who told me about that. When I told him about the maid one, he's like, oh yeah, that's for when people do this and that to other people. But if you don't pay her back, she'll take something for you. Yeah. And then I told her the story of the brother, and she's like, yeah, that's what probably happened. She probably did something to someone, didn't pay her back, and she took her. It's like, damn. And it's crazy because when I told her, she started crying. Like Christina started crying because I was like, yeah, I feel like that's the truth, and that's the only reason why. Because her mom is very like lovey-dovey with her grandchildren.
Grandmas.
It's like, and I don't know if it's grandma, but the way she like was with her real children, it's not really like what the like why is she acting like this with the grandchildren, but with the kids. It's crazy because when you put your pieces together, it's like a puzzle. You eventually find the whole fucking answer, and you can't say that's a theory because it's like you're putting the pieces together. Now, I do really believe it when I pray to Flaca and too, and like I said, I pray also to God to bless my kids and stuff. But that shit, like, all that stuff. Like now, I really do have a high belief, but it's all energy wise.
Yeah. That's really crazy that a lot of these things are happening to you in like real time, even.
I mean, it's just like I don't pay too much attention because, like I said, the more you pay attention, the more fear you have, and it's just crazy. Like I said, like I'm not much of a believer because I have my questions of beliefs, but this shit is really scary. Like this is not scary, but it's just like concern because if it's gonna be happening at my house, like what about the kids? What if one day
Like-
I'm asleep and I just hear one of the kids scream and they're like, "Oh my god, I
Yeah.
saw someone standing there," and I'm like
what can you do to protect your house?
pretty much, but it's just like. Nah, I don't like when people mess with that stuff. It's really horrible. It's not really good. Even if you're doing good stuff, like people will be like, "Oh no, I'm just doing good stuff, this and that," but they get greedy.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah, but it's just like that. So instead of me like trying to get into there, I'm just don't, because then I'll probably get greedy, knowing myself. Because people get greedy, and then when they're hurt, they don't think. They're just like, "Oh, I want to do this because
That's
you did this."
true.
So, nah, I'm good. But
You
yeah,
have to be, like,
that
at
stuff has
another
been
state
happening
of
lately at
mind.
my house, like with her sister, and I think her sister's carrying something huge to the
Yeah.
point for like my girl's niece said that she saw someone with snake eyes, and it's crazy because I've been looking up on Google like what could something and like what entity has snake eyes. I mean, the only thing I get is Medusa, but I don't know. But she came to me today. Well, before I came here, she told me something about. She was telling me like, there's a guy staring at me, and even Ruby was there to say like I don't believe her first, but then Ruby was saying like, no, yeah. She was saying like she was telling me that there's like she was like, Ruby, there's someone there. Like she was telling me, and I was like,
Oh
what do you
my
mean,
God.
Ruby? She's like, yeah, she was like whispering that someone's there, and that's why we came running upstairs.
And it's like little kids, like what purpose do they have for lying? Like there's
Yeah, that, and then I also believe kids because kids have when you're born, they have the third eye open. They're very pure kids. They don't have nothing bad in it until they're grown up. But that's why I believe kids because kids, babies, kids, even dogs and cats can see entities, and I believe that because that's like, if you ever have a dog like barking at something that you don't even know what's there, then I had
Well.
a dog do that. Or the dog will be
What?
like just like looking, or like
Where?
I think it was in Laredo. You know the house mom was.
Oh yeah, by my
Okay.
aunt Concha's house.
Yeah, well, you remember that pit bull dog, the dog, the Flaco we had before
Yeah.
we put him down, whatever. Well, there's one time that we had him inside, and I think it was Flaco. It was that one, or there was the poodle that mom had. One of those two, Coco. But there was one time where like they were just passing by the hallway because the hallway my mom's.
Yeah.
Open the door. And the hallway's just straight.
long hallway,
Yeah.
doors.
Well, the dog was passing by, and I was sitting down. The dog was passing by, and out of nowhere, just stared at the hallway and just kept staring for like a good 2-3 minutes. And then it was just like basically like it stared like if it was trying to see what it was, and then it moved up, and then it went back to me and lay down on the floor like nothing happened. And I was like,
It's
hell
still
nah.
concerning.
Like,
What
fuck
the hell
no.
were you
But-
looking at?
yeah, that's a lot of pretty bad. A lot of stuff has been happening right now. I'm not letting it get into me, like get through me or get to me because that reason that I don't want to feed him. But it's just like damn, like if you have stuff going on in your house, like you better fix it or like try to do something or don't even play with it at all.
Yeah.
Cause I sometimes play with it, like I'll like feel something. Like I said, like every time I'm home, I'll feel like my goosebumps. And I'll just turn around and be like, "What's up, bitch? You looking at
A
something?"
good one
like
that
I'll
you
fight
can-
with them and say, "I don't go shit." Like what the hell? Like
Yeah.
and then that same niece, the little niece, she had also my bad. Her mom had stayed with us. I think like she stayed with us just to chill with us because she's drunk or whatever. And she said that one time she's like going up the stairs, she saw someone's like in the because you haven't been to my house, but my house you open the door and the stairs are behind the door and you go up and in the rooms. So when you go out the door, you see the restroom, and then you see the living room, and then you see the kitchen. Well, when you go up, all this shit is dark. Where the kitchen and the
It's
the
like
living room.
open concept.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
once you go in the door, you just turn to your right, and the stairs are there. So you just turn on the stairs light, and you're good. But when you turn on the stairs light, and you have everything off. It's dark in the living room, and it's dark in the kitchen. Well, she said that when she was going up, she saw like something peeking from the kitchen thing. Because between the kitchen and the living room, there's a bar, like a bar
yeah.
table, whatever. Not
Like a
table, but like the
counter
counter,
bar.
but it's like a bar, yeah. Well, she said she saw someone peeking And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, yes. And I was like, how do you know it was something? It said because their eyes were shining. You know how the eyes shine with light? That's how. And I was like, oh, I don't know what we're talking about. Don't be. The only reason I don't like people telling me that in my own house is because then my kid starts to get scared, and then my girl starts to get scared. And then, I mean, that's the only thing right now. And then the stuff that happened back in the day. But the thing right now that's kind of like tripping me out for a bit, because it just happens when she's there. And her sister told her, like, you have something on you. And she don't believe it, but she's been acting very aggressive with my chick and her sister lately. And she's never like that. But nah, this is crazy. It's been crazy like like this month and last month too. That's the only thing that has been, that I know in my life that's kind of scary, and with like stuff,
Oh my God.
energy wise. And honestly, I've been wanting to play the Ouija board, but with all this shit going on, like being
No,
like now,
don't
I
even
kinda don't want
poke.
to.
Like-
But I mean, the only reason I say is because like I want to play with someone that wants to do it and play it right. Because mostly everybody plays it and they're just
Hey.
doing stupid shit.
Maybe we could do a Halloween special.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to play the Ouija board, but with someone that's smart enough to, like, you know, play it right and leave right.
Oh, I wouldn't ever play the Ouija board without being inside a salt circle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the reason. But people don't do that. People just play it just for fun. And then when they fuck up, that's when everything starts to go shit.
And a lot of people don't know, but you're not supposed to like just buy a Ouija board and use it. Someone's supposed to gift you one or lend it to you. So
That's
you
crazy
can
because that's
use
the
it.
same way for Santa Muerte. You can't just buy one, or you can't break it or get rid of it. You have to give it to someone, or someone told me that you have to wrap it in a blanket and send it down the river.
It's intent. It's intent. Everything has to do with energies and intent.
Mm.
If someone gives you something, they're giving it to you for a purpose.
Damn.
Always.
That thing got me with my suegra, like where they gave me that Santa Muerte and it was actually made for someone.
Yeah.
That's why, like I said, I do pray to the flock. I do pray to Santa Muerte, but I only pray to her like if something bad happened to me. Like I just pray to her and ask her like, hey, just help me with this. Like nah, but lately that shit's been happening in the house. All that stuff, even with her, and I would just say to everybody there, like if you're gonna do some shit like that, don't. All I gotta say is just fucking make sure you know what you're doing. And if someone's doing shit to you, you better find someone that can fucking.
Someone that knows.
Yeah, and not
their
someone
shit.
that really knows their shit or has a lot of experience on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you try to do it by yourself and you do your own research, you're probably gonna fail. Like you're probably gonna do something and you're gonna do it, but it's not gonna work, or something's gonna come in that's not gonna be good.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like she did. Like my sister-in-law did. She did something that she thought that she could handle, and now she can't. Now she's like basically like going on the ground, like Plymouth on the ground. Like she's not doing good right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is what it is. I'm telling you, like I feel like we have I feel like she has something with her, but it's like probably fighting off with something of mine. But because it's like something like that, like little things like that happen when me and her are together. Not something big or like something falls or like
something scratches
or
her.
no, it's something little. But I like, and she gets scared. But I always tell her, don't pay attention to it. Something little, whatever, let it be.
Yeah.
And nothing happens for like months or a few weeks, and then something else happens. And I always tell her, it's like I feel like it's either trying to tell us like, feed me, but I'm not. Don't let it. Don't get scared. And she always tells me like, oh, this and that. It's like, hey, just chill. I'm here. Something happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Something happens. Just go get the kids and you be by the kids. I got it by myself. But don't get scared because you're feeding it. And something it works because nothing happens after that. But eventually, some little shit like that happens. Or like there's something like I said, like there's like, or like where I'm looking at something and like in the corner of my eye, I see like something, and I look at it and I look around. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And I tell myself I did see something, but you know what? I'm not paying attention to it, so I don't pay attention to it. But like I've seen a lot of stuff lately, and then I've been working lately with my spiritual like stuff,
Yourself. Yeah.
like myself, and you get like with that little stuff that I feel. I never felt that, like the chills. I get the chills regularly when it's cold, whatever. But when I get some different type of chills where like it runs down to my knees,
Your whole body,
all
yeah.
the way to my spine, and then it runs up to my
Yeah.
head. But I mean, shit.
But oh
Other
my
than that-
God, what a fucking episode. Thank you. It was great. And again, we're gonna have all his socials linked in the description down below.
Honestly, this was a good show, and that's what's scary. That part with the lantern.
Yeah.
That got me right now.
God. But yeah, and again, if you want to see more scary stuff and scary stories, please subscribe, give us a follow, give us a like, do all those YouTube social media things. Ring the bell for more content. And if you ever want a part 2 with anybody, please put it in the comments. I'm sure that as he's going through these things in his life, he's going to have more stories to tell. Anybody that comes to the show, if you want them back on the show, please let us know. We'll bring them back. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It was an awesome episode. Thank you so much.
Also, real quick, I
yes.
will recommend you to keep in touch with this podcast, because the more hosts that she brings is probably relatives or family friends, but from my experience is like 80% of our family members have experienced some way more hardcore stuff than what I've experienced today. I have cousins, our cousins, our aunts, your mom, my mom. Like, I will recommend y'all to stick in and just, just listen to the stories. But
yeah,
other than that, I recommend it because it's going to go up eventually. And there's more other horrible stories and horrific stories that you guys going to find out soon.
Thank you again so much. But yes, please do all that and see you next time.
Laters.